Welcome back to another Birchboi Reviews, episode number 2. Today I'll be reviewing GTA I feel like I say that weird. GTA Online in 2021. This game has been around since 2013. It's been around for too long, but hey, there's a good reason for that. Stick around for this review to find out.
With Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar Games is looking to bring the heart of the Grand Theft Auto experience to a living online world with multiple players. Just what you choose to do in that world is up to you.
Alright, so this game's been around forever. I've been playing this game forever, literally since release on the Xbox 360. This game has been on three generations. Yeah. The Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, and now I switched over to PC. Holy smokes. This game has been around forever. Anyway, let's dive right into it. Let's go right into the shooting. So the shooting aspect is one of the biggest reasons on why I return to this game, to just have a blast. Guns aren't overcomplicated, as in where you have to compensate for recoil or anything like that. Guns are guns in this game, right? But what I feel like is awesome in GTA Online is how it feels to shoot people in GTA Online. As dark as that sounds, I feel like the bullet impact feedback that you're given is really satisfying. Like when you're shooting at NPCs, how you can see that every part of their body that you're hitting is reacting to every bullet, so it looks like you're really impacting somebody. I think that's a really satisfying way of showing feedback on how you're actually hitting targets. Sadly, it's not the same for when you're shooting other players. You do see them jerk back, but they don't actually like buckle their knees or stumble and fall and stuff like that. But I love killing NPCs for that reason alone. But when it comes to the actual weapons, they're okay. Like, you have your average AK, your average M16 assault rifle, your military rifles, your snipers, your rocket launchers, you know, your big booms. But I feel like that's what GTA lacks in guns, is their variation. Like there's no crossbows, there's no bow and arrows, there's nothing different. There is outer worldly, like they do have their alien blasters, like their laser guns and their big chain laser guns. They do have like this force push gun, which is really cool for getting your vehicle in or unstuck in certain positions. Those are cool, but I feel like they're missing their crossbows, their projectile guns, you know what I mean, or weapons. But besides that, it's cool. I wish they were throwing knives and throwing axes like there are in Red Dead Online. I have a strange suspicion that that is the reason why they don't add those weapons in GTA Online, is because they want us to purchase Red Dead Online to experience that, I guess. But yeah, that's my only gripe when it comes to weapons in GTA Online. Moving on to vehicles. This game is called Grand Theft Auto Online, or Grand Theft Auto for a reason. The whole point of this game is stealing cars and, you know, having your way with them. Driving in this game feels good. I wouldn't call it a simulator. It does have great arcade driving. Vehicles have weight to them depending on what you get into, which is I like a lot. Sadly, a big problem I have with the driving would have to be the cap on speed. Cars don't go all that fast in GTA Online compared to a lot of other racing games, but I have a feeling there's a reason for that. Also, not even just top speed, I feel like we are lacking some options in the driving department, like when it comes to standard driving, for example, or manual shifting. That, for some reason, is non-existent. I do not know why shifting doesn't exist in this game yet. It honestly should have been there at the beginning. I don't see them adding it now, since we are so far down this game's life cycle. car guys love GT Online, and this isn't a thing. There's no standard shifting. There's no custom vinyl wraps. I feel like they're missing out on a lot of easily implementable customization options for vehicles in this game. I do not know why they're not in it, and I feel like they are aware of the car scene in this game. There are people who dedicate their times to taking pictures of these in-game cars or doing actual in-game car meets. We're lacking a lot of vehicle customization. We should definitely have this in this game. Also, this game is lacking in a lot of noises too, like engine noises. There are a good amount of variation, but there needs to be more. There's hundreds of cars in this game, and too many of them sound similar to one another, like too similar. Like you can tell they're just changing the pitch a little bit on certain vehicles. We need more bassy sounding cars, more supercars. Like their F1 cars don't sound F1. They sound very RC-ish, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's an easy fix too. They're just audio tweaks, right? But hey, I'm no developer. This is just what I'm noticing from playing the game. But overall, the actual driving, like the driving physics feel fantastic. I feel like it's the best arcade driving experience on gaming, to be honest. They really did a good job on this. Although the actual racing, like online racing is, and I feel like this is across the board, to be honest, it is horrendous. Like if you have it where all the cars aren't transparent, everybody's just trying to ram into you, and it is just not fun racing in GT Online, and that's sad because I really do love the driving. So moving on to content. So overall content in the game there is a lot. As I said, this game has existed since 2013, which is incredible. They've dropped a lot of DLCs throughout the years, a lot of car drops, a lot of weapon drops, a lot of clothing drops. Like there is a crap ton of clothing in this game. A lot of properties where you can buy, a lot of cars, garages for your cars. It is an awesome open world that allows you to pretty much live in it and just own stuff, which is why I keep coming back, to be honest. Just having all these cars, it's like living like your future life, you know what I mean? Like what you actually want to own in the future kind of simulation. And it's just awesome to actually get to go in your garage and show off your cars to your friends and whatnot, right? But the actual content is pretty good. Another problem I have with that, or a problem I have with the content added, is that it's listed as free to play, which it is, right? It's free, it's there, you just download it and you go, but you don't, because in order to get this content, you have to buy it with in-game currency, which takes way too long to accumulate, which forces you to actually buy with your real money in-game currency in order to have these things in your hands immediately. Luckily, like for me being a seasoned GT Online player, I know that DLCs, like for example, a DLC would be, own a drug lab in order to accumulate money, right? Or in-game currency. For that drug lab, for you to actually own that business in-game, you'll have to actually save up in-game money to buy it, and usually it is overblown. Millions of dollars just to own these properties, millions of dollars just to own cars in the game. Everything to start having fun or to start accumulating more money in game, you will need to cough up money in game. So you'll have to do a lot of saving. So I know this, so I usually save a lot in preparation for incoming DLCs, but I know for a lot of people who don't have that much time on their hands, it won't be easy to do this. So those people will be forced, if they want that experience, to pay real life money for in-game currency, which sucks, but at the end of the day, this is a business, right? This is a video game, but business people own video games and they want to make as much money as possible. So it's stingy. I understand why it exists. It just sucks that the grind is so real in order to experience all of the content within GT Online. But overall, the content is really fleshed out for the most part. I would say like the new heist, Kyle Perico, is really cool. It's a really cool heist. There's several ways to do the heist, which is really cool, reminiscing to how they did it in their story mode in GTA 5, which is awesome. But yeah, a lot of their content is really solid. A lot of the cars are cool, properties, all that stuff. Awesome experience overall. What the hell is this? Do you see this?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
And a hacker in our server doing nonsense.
Yeah,
I am a ball.
You're in the ball still?
Yeah.
Oh.
The stability of the game is weird, I would say. For example, I've noticed when I made my transfer over to PC where the frame rate isn't capped to 30 frames per second, moving from the city to the desert or the grasslands you notice a huge dip in FPS for some reason. I went into my settings and I went and realized that there was a setting specifically for grass quality, which I thought was absurd. And that was at high. I put it to normal, and it did a little more justice to my FPS. Like it's better, but it's still a dip for some reason. I don't know why, but I feel like something like that should have been fixed through the years. I know the PC version of GTA came on a little later, probably I think a few years later than the console version, but still I feel like that's something that should have been fixed. I do get the occasional crash. It is very rare that the crashes would happen. But what happens more than those crashes is the game would freeze during a loading screen or something like that, or connectivity issues when it comes to loading up with your friends into a heist. That happens more frequently than crashes, which is really annoying and kind of messes up the experience. But also segueing from messing up your experience, hackers are a huge problem in GTA Online, and there's no sign of it slowing down, I'm afraid. You'll see people flying around when they wouldn't be able to, blowing people up in one shot when they wouldn't be able to, literally destroying you from across the map just from doing nothing. Hackers ruin this game overall. When you're in the free roam area or the whole world, it is bad. Like, you'll usually encounter a hacker in like every other server you join. It is a horrible experience when you encounter them. I wish that wasn't as frequent as it is, but they do ruin the experiences, really. Luckily, there is a workaround to make your own like private public online session, which I do with my friends as soon as I get in, because like the fear of running into a hacker is real, and it happens very frequently in GTA Online, which sucks.
Incoming! RPG! Get him! Where you going?
GTA Online is a blast. It is a lot of fun. I try to put as many people on as I can, because I literally recently put my girlfriend onto GTA Online, and she loves it, right? Because it's just easy to jump into and play. It's not overcomplicated. It tells you exactly what to do, and the controls are easy and simplified. And it's just a lot of fun. Like, you get to create your own character, you're into this world, get your first apartment, right? You feel like you're living a second life. It's a lot of fun. This game, as I mentioned earlier, has a crap ton of content. There's a lot of game modes you can do and try out with your friends. I've been playing this game for like 6 years, and there's still modes that I haven't tried, which tells you something, right? So there is a lot of fun to be had in this game. I recommend it to anybody and everybody who has a video game capable device. Besides the constant grinding for new content and stuff like that, and the issues with hackers and the slight stability issues, this game's a lot of fun. The gameplay loop is so much fun that I could just let that stuff go over in my head and still have a good time. Like, that tells you how much fun this game really is. So yeah, that has been a review by your boy Birchboi. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. GTA Online I've been playing it forever, and I love this game, and it does have its flaws, its big flaws, but the gameplay loop is just so much fun that you just gotta keep playing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to this or watching this review by your boy Birchboi. Be sure to have a good one and be safe.